What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Yo, brother horse, where's that little fella at? Right here. Can you hear me? I just ran through my house. I'm a little out of breath. I have a video micro hooked up to my iPad right now. So if you can hear me, please let me know in the comments so I know I'm not just talking and you're not hearing anything. But how are y'all doing? Can you hear me? Let's see. Live chat, live chat. I'm right here. I'm right here. So, how are you doing? I'm gonna wait for a little bit, and wait for a couple more people to show up here. Brother Horse, where are you tuning in from? Where are you watching? Tuning in, like this is some kind of radio broadcast or something. You can hear me. Yes. Yes. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Brother Horse, how you doing today? Where are you watching from? I'm trying to do multitasking here. I haven't done a scheduled live stream. Live stream. Live stream. I have not a live stream. That's a different type of video. Although that would be kind of a cool video too, I must say. Take this off here. So today I'm going to be going through. I'm going to be going through the entries from the. What am I trying to say here, Ben? Think. So I recently hit 5,000 subscribers. Thank you so much, Brother Horse, or whoever else is watching right now. I got a lot of awesome entries from the 5K subs giveaway video. And it's, yeah, like the last time I did this kind of thing, I think I got maybe 20 entries or something. Brother Horse said I accidentally turned on the PC, and there you are. Surprise! Surprise, motherfucker! But anyway, yeah, the last time I did one of these, I think I got maybe 20 entries or so, which was more than I even thought would happen. So that was really cool. But this time, I think I got almost 200 entries. And I'm going to try to go through some of them, some of my favorite ones in this video here. And maybe even pick the best one, the one that I think is the best. And there may be more than one because I did receive a lot of pretty juicy stuff here. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through some of my favorite ones, and this is gonna be fun. We're gonna do it together. If there's anything that you want me to say or react to, if you have any ideas or thoughts, shout out in the comments. I'm reading all the live chat stuff right now, so go ahead and if you want to give a shout out to your mom, or if your cat's watching or something like that, tell them to tune in too, and I will try to give them a shout out. I don't have a cat. I don't have a dog. I had a dog. I had 2 cats, and I don't have any animals anymore except for some fish in the backyard. But anyway, I'm just talking to fill up some time here. So I received a lot of comments both on my YouTube channel and on Instagram. Okay, calm down, Ben. Take a deep breath. Raul J. Gomez, yo, what up, brother? What up, Raul? Thank you so much for joining us today. Sub Aqua's. Oh, ATX. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. ATX, we got another Austinite here. Okay. Raul, I know almost nobody in Austin that does YouTube, which is weird. Austin's kind of a big city, and the YouTube community here, I know it's here, but you don't see a lot of people around here going around with their cameras out, talking, the YouTube life, talking about all that stuff. I do know a couple people that do YouTube here, but it's a small community here, so it's cool to see another Austinite here. Will Blake, I'm pretty pumped for this. I'm pretty pumped that you're here, Mr. Will. Mueller area, Raul, bro. Yes, I feel you. Right? It's a struggle. Maybe we should do like an Austin YouTuber meetup. What do you think about that? Does that sound cute? How about them apples? So we got a few people here. There's Raul. There's another YouTuber I'd like to mention that's an Austin YouTuber. He's pretty much the only one that I've hung out with since I've started doing YouTube. His name's John Ross Reyes, and he has a channel called Nom Dudes. Be sure to check him out. He also has his own personal channel, which I think is just called John Ross something. John Ross is one word. Anywho, thank you all for joining me today. Again, if you're just joining me, I am reading through all the live chat stuff, so be sure to drop me a little comment, a question. I'll be answering questions, but the main thing I want to talk about today is the 5K subs giveaway. Let me get that lens so I can have a little visual. Alright, so, oh yeah, this is my new sweatshirt, by the way, available on my shop, benaqua.shop, irrationally triggered. Kind of a hilarious thing that I like to say that I was like, screw it, I'm gonna make a sweatshirt with this design. It's ridiculous. Raul says, congratulations, by the way, on hitting 5K subs. Thank you. It's pretty crazy. If y'all haven't seen that video that Raul was talking about, I hit 5K subs recently. I'm super grateful for that. Thank you all for the support. And I did a video where I talked about like my journey to hitting 5K subs and my journey on YouTube and how it's like surprising in a way, and not surprising in that like I'm surprised, though I'm such a shitty person, I'm surprised it happened. It's not like a self-deprecating kind of thing. It's more like I started doing YouTube because I was going through some emotional shit and I wanted to do something different to change things up. And long story short, I didn't expect anything to really come of it. I just kind of did it as a creative outlet, and it started growing, so I started feeding it. And here we are. I hit 5K subs. That's amazing. If y'all want to see that video, it's the 5K subs video on my channel, so be sure to check that out. So there's a lot of comments, a lot of juicy comments that I got. A lot of entries for the contest to win this lens. This is the 25mm f1.7 lens. This is the one that I'm going to be giving away. Will Blake says, I want to see the one you mentioned on the Insta stream about getting rid of the G9. Yo, that video is coming. I have it written out. I have to record it, but that's going to be one of my videos, probably one of my next 3 videos or so. I have a few other ones in mind. So be sure to be subscribed. I'm guessing a lot of y'all already subscribed. It almost feels redundant on YouTube to be like, yo, subscribe, because that's just kind of general protocol, but I'm gonna say it anyway. If y'all aren't subscribed, be sure to subscribe right now to my channel. I appreciate all that support. Okay, I only had a little bit of coffee too, so I don't know, I'm so pumped because this actually excites me to do this and hang out with y'all. So sup, Aqua fam. All right, so I'm gonna start going through these comments and I'm gonna read out some of my favorite ones, kind of going in chronological order, the opposite way. Dechronological, anti-chronological, is that a word? I don't know. Also, I'm trying out a setup using my Video Micro plugged into my iPad right now, so if y'all are hearing any weird audio issues, please let me know in the comments. I'm gonna be reading all those comments again, so I don't want it to sound all janky, so you have to, waste your time listening to some bzz or bzz, kind of shit going on in the audio. So hopefully this makes the audio sound a little better. Audio is all good? Yes, thank you, Raul. Avery. So I'm just gonna start reading comments because I don't really have a grand plan for this. I'm just kind of ad-libbing here. Avery Miller said, "Hot here just before the end of the deadline. I just got a Lumix G9 and I'd love to get some of that juicy bokeh in 4K, 60 frames per second. P.S. Congrats on 5K. Took me forever to get there." How long did it take them, though, I wonder? I'm really curious about, like, everybody's, who we got here? El Hipotecas 1283. What up? I'm really curious about everyone else's journey on YouTube. So if you have anything that you'd like to say about your own, I don't know if journey's the best way to put it. It's just kind of the word that comes up. But if your own, like, story on how you started YouTube, comment with each other in the live chat. I've talked about it a few times on how on my journey and the accident of getting. I don't want to sound like cocky, like, oh, it's an accident. I got 5K subscribers. It's an accident. It's not. It wasn't an accident. I worked my ass off. Getting that subscriber count up. You can't just do. I mean, I guess you could and just get really lucky, but I didn't want to do like not 100% full on videos where I don't want to do any like half-ass content. In other words, my goal is always to do high quality stuff, And even if it's something a little janky around the edges, like, you know, it's never going to be perfect, but I wanted to do YouTube videos when I first started to get out some emotional stuff that was going on, but also some creative energies. And I made my own music. I wanted to put it all in there. And it's pretty cool that I hit 5K in my second year of YouTube. I didn't think I was going to make it until next year, but I was like, whatever. So who knows? Maybe next year is going to be even crazier. So I hope y'all can stay with me on this journey and yeah, see where that develops. All right, we got a comment here. Brother Horse says, make videos live that about Austin, that are about Austin. Okay. Yeah, it seems like some people are actually curious about Austin as a city, and like I said earlier, there's definitely some Austin related content, but the YouTube community here, it's not like LA, it's not like New York. You don't see, you know, the Casey Neistats walking around being like this. Like, you rarely see a vlogger looking person on the street here. Maybe it's because it's like 105 degrees here all the damn time, and people are like, yo, I can't go outside right now. I mean, I can relate to that. What up, Bertram Photography? Luck helps, but no way you are getting a good amount of subs without talent. Man, that means a lot to me. Thank you for saying that. I think a lot of it has to do with your own motivation. Like, you have to be really into it. I don't think it's something that you can really pass off as something like you're like kind of into it, but not really. Like, I think you really have to be into the YouTube game, and you have to have some kind of love for creating in order to keep doing it. I've gone back and forth over the last 2 years since I started doing YouTube, where I was like, should I continue to do this? This takes a lot of work. It's, you know, editing is the longest. I don't know about y'all, but editing for all this. But yeah, video editing takes me forever. It's my least favorite part of the creative process for YouTube, but I can tell you that once I see the video up and I put it up, I'm like, I finished something. It feels good just to like accomplish something and to feel like I finished something. So that's always a good feeling. Let's see, Jeff. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Jeff Savaglio. I only shoot in Micro Four Thirds. I would love to see more videos about that format. You know, I only shoot with Micro Four Thirds and my phone, basically. So Micro Four Thirds is amazing. I'm glad you're part of that fam. Brother Horse says, see, only in Japan YouTube. He has the channel's called Only in Japan. He has 1 million followers. Damn. Goals. So yeah, I'm just gonna read more comments. I'm gonna read some from the YouTube video where I posted about winning this juicy lens, and I'm also gonna read some from Instagram as well. This is one of my favorite ones. This comes from Julia. She says, I just turned 22 on December 9th. I recently transferred over to a new program after a couple bad experiences with my overall uni experience. I'm now taking the time and putting even more effort than ever to restart my YouTube career. I had been looking at purchasing a Panasonic G7, amazing camera, considering the price point. I've been also trying to find reviews for the Panasonic lens, mainly the 20mm, which is an awesome lens, 25mm f1.7, this lens, 1.4 lenses for photography, videos, and I found your channel. The image quality of your videos are so sharp and crisp. I'm a fan. Thank you, Julia. Honestly, I'm hoping to see more creative video shoots from you, such as behind the scenes, dedicated photo shoots, and challenges. I would also like to shoot editorial type fashion shoots as well. And then this lens would cater to the overall aesthetic. The content you're providing at the moment seems very unique, fresh, and different, so keep it up. Thank you. Looking forward to seeing more. Thank you, Julia. That's amazing. Some of my favorite comments have been comments where people are like learning to do photography, and they're starting out and being like, how do I figure out what this camera does and what's the best lens to do that? Some of the most popular, in fact, almost all the most popular videos on my channel are about lenses. It's kind of intimidating especially when you're first starting out with photography, to be like, okay, I got this camera, it's amazing, but which lens, like where do I go from there? Which lens is the best? What's the best microphone? This was, I said this in my other video, but this lens, the ones I'm giving away today, this is the Panasonic 25mm f1.7 lens that has served me so well. It's a little sad to see it go. But one of the main reasons I'm giving this lens away, besides it being fantastic and reaching 5K subs, is it's just a really awesome lens. And this was one of the lenses. I have a little sentimental value for this lens because it was the first lens that I got besides the kit lens when I got my Panasonic G7 that I ended up selling. But I kept this lens because it is fantastic. It's probably one of the cheapest lenses you can get from Micro Four Thirds and one of the most powerful. I highly recommend this lens to everybody that's just starting out. Yeah, it's the quality you can get from this is just incredible for like under $200. It's insane. So it's a little sad to see it go, but you know what? I like the idea of helping out the people that support me, and that's why I'm doing this giveaway. This is from my personal collection. This isn't a sponsored post. This is a sponsored video. No one's telling me to do this. I'm just giving this lens away because I want to give it to somebody that I feel like really deserves it and is doing some really cool stuff, and I want to continue that kind of love for creativity and art. So thank you all for entering. I'm going to go through some more stuff here. M.Omar says, congrats for the 5K subs. Uh-oh. Do we have got technical... Can y'all still see me? Oh, damn. Did my internet fucking go down? Hold up. Come on, internet. Come on, internet. Damn, can y'all still see me? Can y'all still see me, though? Hold up. I hope y'all can still see me. Snapper. All right, can y'all see me again? I think YouTube just crashed, so sorry about that. Oh, it's not frozen. I hear y'all, you're frozen in the video, we can hear you. My internet's been all messed up. Am I back? Can y'all hear me okay? It says back, screen frozen. It's a podcast now, Will Blake. Yeah, pretty much. Speaking of that, I'm actually starting a podcast, so I kind of want to announce that, a soft announcement. I am going to start a podcast. It's called Absolutely Nonsensical. I've already produced about 1.5 of them, and it's been really fun. It's kind of a new format. So if y'all are interested in that, I'm going to be announcing that kind of more in the upcoming month or so. Can y'all hear me now? Let's see. You can hear you, just no visibility. Can you see me now? Hopefully y'all can see me. If you can. Okay, cool. So you can see me, you can hear me. We are back. Sorry about that glitch. I don't know what's up with that. All right, so My Marquez TV says, congratulations, you deserve way more subscribers, but slow and juicy is better. Here's a rainbow just because of happiness. That's amazing. I want Christian XO, I want this lens so I can take amazing photos and to add to my collections that only grow bigger from here on out. Awesome. Jason Brereton says, that was a horrible pronunciation. I apologize. I would love to get this lens to take cinematic footage while traveling through the Caribbean in 2019. There's so much to capture in the Caribbean that I would love to share with the world. That's so cool. Also, like, where are y'all? I'm curious where all of you are viewing this from right now. So let me know in the chat what part of the world you're coming from. I know we have somebody in Austin. Jason, what up? Yo, I just read your comment. We got Richmond, Virginia. Wow, Trinidad. Awesome. New Brunswick, Canada. That's dope. That's one of the coolest things. It's like Bulgaria. Damn. Everybody, it's really cool to be able to just turn this on and be like, yo, what's up, everyone in the world, from all over. Next to Maine, we got Winnipeg. We got to Canada. Why are there so many Canadian YouTubers and I'm not trying to be rude, like, there's so many YouTubers that are like doing their thing in Toronto. I'm really fascinated by like these cities where the YouTube community is really thriving. Like New York, LA comes to mind. Seems like in Toronto there's like 1 million, which is really cool. Shout out Patrick Tomaso if you're watching. Who knows? Let's see here. A lot of people mentioned Juicy Bokeh, and I've talked about that 1 million times. This lens is one of the best that I've used in this price range. This is probably the best lens in like the kind of budget price range that where you can get like that juicy blurred background. So we got Raul up in the ATX. Canadians are drinking beer and watching you. All right, all right. You know, we only have our ways of supporting here. Let's see if we can get more comments that are. I want this because it's so cute, says Dank Memer. It's a very cute lens. Oh, we got Tunisia up in here. That's amazing. My baby girl is getting bigger, and this lens will help me capture more moments to cherish. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I hope your baby likes bokeh, Mr. Dash Rendar. If I wins this lenses, Justin Fletcher says if I win this lens, I will teach my cat to use it. He needs exercise. Okay. I guess there's a way you could like strap this to the cat's head. Do some cool stuff like that. Some scientific stuff. Tunisia, Star Wars territory. Oh, damn. I want to capture some of those juicy bokeh balls, says Alfar Waldi. Yes, so do I. I want to start making videos. This is the lens for it. I want to start pictures. I want it so I can take pictures of my newborn baby. I want this lens for my friend. I have a GX85 with kit lens, and the 25mm will allow me to catch my kids and cats indoors. So it seems like the theme so far is kids and cats. A lot of people want to take pictures of their kids and cats, so you know that's always an option. Let's see. I've shot my first project on the GH4 entirely because the lack of in-camera stabilization. I'm an aspiring director of photography, and I'd really like to be able to expand my shooting options, and this lens would do just that. This is a really good lens for low light. One of the best lenses, you know, if you're new to the photography world, this has an f1.4 aperture, which means it's super wide, meaning it's going to let a lot of light in, and that's how you get that creamy bokeh in the background when you turn it down. This is one of the ways, not the only way, when you can get down to f1.7. Yeah, it's really good for, it's really sharp too. Like this lens, don't be fooled by the tiny appearance of this lens and the tiny price, because this lens is one of the best lenses I have ever used for the Micro Four Thirds system. It's the lens that I recommend to everybody who's just starting out for sure. And even if you're a quote unquote professional, this lens will, like, you will knock the socks off anybody with this lens. Trust. It's amazing. Legendary Valky says, I want this. This is one of my favorite entries so far. Okay. I want the lens so I can take great photos of my girl's feet to sell to foreign guys online while she's sleeping. So, and then I think I responded like, I said, LMAO, does she get half the profits? Because, I mean, if you're going to be doing some shady stuff like that, you might as well give her half the money, you know? So that was one of my favorite ones so far. Let's see. I want to get some crazy bokeh-licious shots. Creepy, I mean, to each their own, but it's like if you're going to be taking secret photos of your girlfriend's feet or whatever, give them at least half the profits and maybe get them to sign a waiver, you know, do something to make it more official or something. Tunisia is Star Wars territory. Jason says, so much to capture in the Caribbean with this lens. That, I mean, damn. M. Omar says, south of Tunisia. Karip P. LOL, the foot guy is my favorite so far. You know what? Even though that guy is the creepiest comment so far, I would say it's probably my favorite too so far. I mean, I want to support the aspiring artist here, but I'm also supporting the aspiring hilarious MFs because I like a good laugh. I don't want to be like a stodgy YouTube channel that's just, I mean, no offense to anybody that's doing YouTube that is doing their thing. Like, I'm not trying to knock anybody. Me, myself, one of my goals in doing this is to let my sense of humor out. And I know I crack a lot of stupid ass jokes. I mean, like, I'm not saying I'm the next, you know, Jerry Seinfeld up in here. You know, I'm not the next whatever. I'm not a stand-up comedian, but I think it's important to me to let out my real personality, and I like to joke and I like to kid. This is who I am. I want this, who I really am, not my camera presence. This is me just being me. Like, I want this to go beyond, you know, just me just blabbering about something I'm not really into. I want to be really into the things that I'm talking about, which I really am. I'm super nerdy about photography and music and the creative process, which is why I'm sharing it with y'all. But I also want to do it authentically. I want to do it with my personality. I don't want to put on like a character for YouTube. Like, I don't really believe in that for myself. I think when I first started YouTube, that's what I was like thinking. I was like, I need to be like YouTubey or whatever. But then I just realized like I actually don't really care about being someone else, and why am I trying to be that? So I just let go, and I was like, you know what? Never mind. I'm just gonna be me, and let me, whatever that is, just start the camera and have a topic, and then go off on it, edit it down, make it somewhat entertaining, hopefully. All right, we got a question here. Will Blake says, damn, I missed the foot thing. You need to go back and, yeah, y'all need to go back and read some of these comments, because there's some other juicy ones I'm going to share here in a sec. Raul says, hey Ben, question. I currently vlog on my iPhone but want to get a camera. Which do you recommend for vlogging? My first question is usually for those kind of questions is, what's your budget? There's good cameras. There's really good cameras. I mean, even with your iPhone, I think your iPhone's really all you need for vlogging to start out. If there's one thing, I don't have it next to me right now, but if there's one thing that I would recommend if you're on a smaller budget, is maybe getting something like a Moment lens and, strapping that. I have the Moment iPhone. I still have my iPhone 10 here. This isn't no iPhone 10s. I wish. But this is the Moment case. I usually have it on my iPhone. I got my little magnetic thing, so I hook it in my car. But if you have an iPhone, I would highly recommend just getting a Moment lens and maybe a microphone. Like, this is one that I used for vlogging. It's the Rode Video Mic Me L. This just plugs. I did a video with this on my channel. This just plugs right into your iPhone. So if you're just starting out, I mean, this plus this microphone plus, that this isn't the Moment lens, but the Moment lens attached to your phone is an awesome vlogging setup. Okay, so but if you have a little bit more money, maybe I should make a video on this. Like, what's the best like starting out vlogging setup? That's what I would say first, is your phone with the microphone with the lens, Moment lens, wide lens. That'll be amazing. If you want something a little bit better than that, like if you want more bokeh in the background and that kind of fancy stuff, I would recommend, let's see, the Panasonic G7 is one of the best starting cameras. You can use the G7 for professional stuff, amateur, whatever you want to call it. I don't even believe in those terms necessarily, but G7 is amazing. I would highly recommend the Panasonic G7. If you want something a little bit beefier than that, I would even get, or you can get something like the Canon G7X is also amazing, and that's just a little point and shoot camera with a flip screen. That's a fantastic camera. I would also recommend, if you got a little bit more budget, maybe the RX 100 Mark 5 or Mark 6. What are they up to right now? Mark 5, I don't even pay attention, but yeah, the Sony RX 100 series is also amazing, and if you want that flippy screen, that's amazing for that. The thing, obviously, if you're shooting with your phone, you won't be able to see what you're shooting, but the phones have such good autofocus and sound even these days that you really don't even need to like attach anything to it. You could just go out literally with your phone right now and just start vlogging. But I think, okay, so the budget, Raul says the budget like 500 max. If I were you, I would get either a used Canon G7X, which probably will be under 500. I think they're like 600, 700 new or something. Or I would say get the Panasonic G7 with the kit lens. Like, get that as a combo. It'll come with like the 14 to 42 kit lens, a fantastic kit lens. Get that. You can get the G7 is like the best camera under $500 in my opinion. So start out with that. That'll give you 4K quality. The mic is not the best in that, so you might want to get like, I'm using it right now, but you might want to get the Rode Video Micro, which is a mini shotgun mic. It's like $70, so that'll put you still under $500, and you'll have a 4K setup that looks amazing with a lens and a Video Micro, and you'll have better audio. So that's actually what I started out with when I started doing YouTube stuff. So Will Blake says maybe a GH4 used. That would be even better. Like if you're, but GH4s, I wonder if you can get that under 500. I've seen GH4s for like 700, 800 range. So maybe if the GH6 or whatever the hell Panasonic's gonna release next, maybe when that comes out, I'm talking a mile a minute here. I'm hyper. I'm excited. Y'all are amazing. So you're exciting me. Yeah, the GH4 is an awesome camera too. Highly recommended. But so yeah, G7 with a video micro and the kit lens, you can get. That's what I would recommend actually for someone that's like, yo, I want to do something besides my phone. That's what I would say. So I kind of answered M.Omar's question too. What do you think about the Lumix G7? Bertram Photography says I'm a big fan of the G7 myself. The G7 is just like, so many people sleep on that camera. Like you can do amazing things with the G7 and it's under 500 with the lens. So 4K quality, it's amazing. Let's see. Anyway, okay, so let's go back into, but if you have any comments too, like let me know in the chat, like if you have any suggestions for Raul, what's your favorite vlogging setup? Hit us up in that live chat there. Let's go through a couple more kind of juicy comments. This is kind of cool. Nick Koo said, hey, I'd love to use this lens to get some crazy bokeh-licious shots. Plus, I would love to own a fast prime for some night photography. Cheers to your channel and good luck, man. We'll be supporting you. I appreciate that, Nick. Yeah, for night photography, you probably want something with an aperture smaller than f3. This would be a fantastic lens with an f1.7 lens, so that's a really good thing. Night photography, night time lapses, night video. I've used this for shooting, stuff at like clubs and stuff with really dim lighting. Let's see, the G7, is it good for music videos? Hell yeah. I would say if you're shooting a music video, unless you want, the thing about the G7 and its really only downfall to me, one of the only ones, is it shakes a lot. So if you're shooting video, it doesn't have internal stabilization, so you're gonna need a lens with stabilization in it probably if you don't want a super shaky picture. But or a gimbal. You might want to get you can get a cheap gimbal for like $100, $150 maybe. That would be an amazing vlogging setup. And then if you have a little bit more money to work with, I would recommend getting the G85, the Panasonic G85. That's what I shoot almost all my videos with, as a lot of y'all know. That camera is amazing, and my friend got one for $500 recently. So G85 is probably what I would recommend, and if you get lucky, you can get one for like $700, $600 used. I bought mine used from B&H, no big deal. I actually prefer to get used stuff because I think some of these cameras are way too damn expensive. Like, I'm not about to be paying no $3,000. I like taking, unless it's amazing and worth it. I like taking kind of cheaper gear that is like the underrated stuff, like the G7, G85, GX85. All these Panasonic cameras, I'm not being paid to say this, like Panasonic just makes like the best Micro Four Thirds cameras, or Olympus, but I'm kind of partial to Panasonic because I like their menu system, and the quality is just insane for what you pay for. Will Blake says, JK about the 1DX. I mean, the 1DX is amazing if you want to carry around a damn brick. I mean, and that's cool too. That's cool too, and it's definitely not a budget vlogging camera, as a lot of y'all know. Unless all the Peter McKinnons out there that are watching, that's amazing. Keep using the 1DX, but that thing is gonna cost a lot of money and it's heavy as fuck. And I prefer a smaller, lighter thing, or else I don't want to pick it up. So no offense to anybody who uses a bigger camera, but what up, Lyndon Ray? I underestimated just how heavy editing 4K video was. I had to upgrade the PC to handle it. Yeah, seriously. And one thing I've been doing more recently is editing on my iPad, and I'm actually using it right now for this live video. It's the iPad Pro from 2 years ago, the 9.7 inch, and it handles LumaFusion Pro amazingly. Like I don't think you really need, maybe I should make a video about this too, but I don't really think you really need the 2018 iPad Pro to edit 4K video, because I edited it just fine on an iPad Pro from 2 years ago, the 9.7 inch one, and it outputs super fast. I think it almost handles the video footage better than my iMac, which has a ridiculous amount of RAM and stuff in it. Weirdly, LumaFusion on my 2-year-old iPad handles kind of better. but it's not as juicy as Final Cut Pro. But anyway, getting off topic here. Really bumps up the overall cost. This is true. Raul says, man, appreciate it, brother. I'm looking to the G7X, highly recommended. The audio is pretty good on that too, especially when you put a little fuzzy thingy, a little fuzzy dead cat kind of thing on the G7X's mic, external mic, because it'll cut down a lot of the wind noise on that. Just got a Rode mic with a tripod, but I just can't see myself when I record. Either. I much love, guys. Thanks. Yes. Thank you all for your suggestions and input on that. Yeah, it's weird. It's nice to be able to see yourself when you're vlogging. I find that a little distracting sometimes, and sometimes I just want to stare at that. So I have to, whenever I'm filming with my phone, I usually use the back-facing camera, the rear camera, so that I get the 4K quality, but also because I can see where the lens is at and I can look right into that. I love looking into the lens, and because it looks like when you're watching it as a viewer, you see, it looks like I'm looking you in the eye versus looking at, like, I don't think y'all would like it if I just looked like this the whole time. That'd be kind of weird, right? It's like I'm staring at a ghost over there that's naked or whatever. I don't know where the hell that came from. Let's see. Just discovered your channel for giveaway. Blah. Awesome. Keep up the Bach synth album. Okay. This person liked my music. I make my own music for my videos, which is cool. If y'all haven't allergies, if y'all haven't heard my music, I do my own music for my videos, and I just make music in general. Hit me up on Spotify or Apple Music. Just search for Ben Aqua on those platforms. Or if you have a different platform, title, whatever, look up Ben Aqua. You'll find my stuff. Somebody, Adam Obenza, this is a comment. Why I want this lens. I don't have an amazing story to tell, but I want to be able to take beautiful pictures of my daughter for the years to come. They have the Lumix G80, and they take great photos with the kit lens, but they want a better lens to take photos of their daughter. That's really cool. This one person, Chris Chiasen, shoots with the Olympus OMD EM5 Mark II. Damn. And they would like to get a hold of 25mm for street photography and everyday use. This is a beast for everyday use / street photography, whatever. What up, Michael Radwise? What lens are you using right now? I'm using a pop-out, like one of those like clip-on lenses on the front-facing camera on my iPad. I can take it off for a second, actually, if y'all want to see. So you can see. This is what... Whoa, that's way too close, which is why I'm using the wide-angle lens. This is the lens that I'm using to film this video right now. It's made by a company called Amir. I mean, y'all can see that. It might be backwards on your screen, but this company sent me a few of these lenses to use, and they're just really... This isn't a sponsored post, but they sent me these things for free or whatever, so there's that. But yeah, this lens is really awesome for just like expanding. So this is what it looks like just straight up out of the box, and then you just throw this lens on top, and voila, you have a wider view. So yeah, if you just look up on Amazon like clip-on iPhone lens or something like that, it's one of those kind of cheapies. There's a lot of comments about cats in the contest. I want this is from Tutu. I want this lens so I can take photos of unimpressed street cats. Simple. Okay. Cats and babies. I don't think one person said they wanted to take photos of dogs. I'm more of a dog fan myself than cats. Cats are cute, but I'd rather have a dog myself here. I'm a beginning photographer. I want the prime lens, blah, blah, blah. I guess I'm a full-frame shooter that had a come-to-Jesus moment. This is from Aubrey O'Neill. Two years ago, I bought... What's up, Julio? How's it going? Thank you for tuning in here. Where was I? 2 years ago, I bought my full frame, a Nikon D610, stoked about its low light potential. I went out and shot the Theater Bazaar in Detroit. That's cool. That was the last time I was super proud of my work. In the last 2 years, I've dreaded taking out my camera because I have pretty weak wrists, so it hurt. I missed many moments because I didn't want the presence of my camera to ruin something special. That is the struggle, girl. I get it. Last March, I carried it in my backpack for 22 miles in Big Bend just for the star photos. That's dedication. I want to get back into storytelling. Watching your video on shooting mirrorless finally pushed me to sell my full frame and invest in a Panasonic Lumix GX85. Awesome camera. You may be able to see one in the background right about there. I would love the chance to receive your 25mm as I start this journey. PS, followed you on Instagram. Thank you for that. That's really cool. And that's like a real thing too. Like having a lighter camera is not just about lightening the load for everybody. Like if you have physical handicap or disability and you just can't carry something super heavy, or you just don't feel like carrying super heavy, that's one of the reasons why it's so much fun to just be vlogging on something like this sometimes. Because like, I don't know about y'all, but I just don't want to carry around all that heavy shit all the time. So that's really cool. There's like the practical aspect. And let me know in the live chat what you think. Like, what camera are all of y'all shooting on? What's your favorite camera? Hit me up in the comments or in the live chat right now. This person wants to give it to their girlfriend. This person wants to shoot weddings with it. Don't got a cool story, but love to see the channel growing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hope I get on your level in the future. Love the gems you dropped in this video. I'm editing a video now, and I'm holding off because I saw this. Keep cranking out the vids. 25K is around the corner. Damn. So if I'm giving away a damn lens at 5K subscribers, what am I going to give away at 25K? And when's that going to happen? So Delving Deeper, who I think is actually watching right now, if I believe I saw your comments here. Delving Deeper says, I not so recently bought the GH5 in order to pursue my passion for learning photography and videography, and have never been more excited about something, especially after the last 5 years when I lost most of the closest people around me. Shit, I'm sorry to hear that. What pretty much kept me afloat recently were channels such as yours that focus on allowing creative people to either find the tools to express themselves or to give ideas to those people how to best pursue their dreams. The lens in particular would be one of those creative tools that allow me more freedom when I try to do something or learn something or even just fool around and take the load off through shooting a crappy reenactment of the scene from Taxi Driver with the mirror. That's an amazing comment, Delving Deeper. I hope you're still watching, but thank you for commenting on that. Sorry to hear about the people you lost, but I'm also really happy that you're using your passion for photography to channel your emotions and channel your creativity. I think art and creating things is the best way to channel our emotions, especially when we're dealing with something really tough and difficult. Delving Deeper, you're watching. Awesome. Yo, that comment is amazing. I'm going to screenshot that one. Bam. And save that one for later because that's one of my favorite ones so far we got. And it's really heartfelt. I appreciate your honesty, and sharing your vulnerability is also really powerful. So that's amazing. Oh, we got some stuff going on here in the comments. Yeah. Favorite camera. Jason's favorite camera is the GH5. Amazing camera. Will Blake, I'm still running a G9. I love it. Still gonna rock the GX7 for street. Yeah, that's an amazing camera too. Camera giveaway. Oh damn, camera giveaway at 25K subs. Maybe when I get to that level, I can like trick a company, an actual company, to be like, here's a camera to give away for free, so I don't have to buy that shit. I make money from YouTube, but I don't know if I make that much money yet. But hopefully I get to that level. I want to get to that YouTube status, #YouTube status, where these companies are just like, here's 3 cameras. I want you to give them away, and why don't you keep one for yourself too, because you're cute. That would be cute. Delving Deeper, people like you really make a difference. That I almost want to cry. Like, that makes me so happy to see that. I love that people respond to the videos and see like the kind of deeper side to my personality, and hopefully that exudes in all of your creativity as well. I'm doing this as a creative outlet, but I'm also doing this to contribute kind of to like the time capsule of the world, and I want people to feel like the creative process is not I want people to feel like it's not so intimidating to start doing photography or whatever your medium is. It's being a YouTuber, for example, can be as simple as taking out your phone and just pressing record. I think the biggest thing holding me back is usually when what is the biggest thing? That's a good question. I think it's like when I don't feel like being on camera is one of the hardest things. I'm kind of an introvert by nature. I'm about half introvert, half extrovert. the hardest thing I think is pressing record and feeling like I'm composed enough or I'm in a good mood enough. Like I think that's the hardest thing. Like you're like your own, biggest critic or whatever. But what do y'all think? What is the hardest thing for y'all when you're like, I want to create something, but you have this block? Like, what do you think is the hardest thing for you to get over before you start pressing record and making your stuff? Hey says, can you put it in the fish water? I'm not 100% sure what that means, but are you talking about my attitude? Jason says one of the hardest things is being on camera. Fish water. Oh, fish washer. What's a fish washer? The lens. Oh, oh, like are you talking about the clip-on lens? I'm very dishwasher. Can you put it in the dishwasher? What do you? I'm curious about what you mean by. I'm really confused right now. One of the biggest things is hardest things is being on camera. It's hard, even when it seems like you're gonna be really awkward. Just be yourself and just try to let go of all those moments where you're like, oh, I'm gonna be so awkward. This is gonna be awful. It's like a battle with yourself. It's a battle with your own judgments of yourself. For me, at least. Can you put it in a dishwasher to clean your phone? Probably. I think you actually can with the iPhone 10. Julio says, running out of ideas and people not watching what I created. That can be definitely, that's real right there. That can be a definite demotivator. When you post something and you have this kind of like, this happens to me all the time. You post something and you're like, oh, this is gonna pop off, and you may not get that many views or whatever. For that kind of thing, you don't always have to be talking about gear or whatever. I just think talking about, like, I love photography. I think talking about the stuff that I use is kind of a bridge because I don't, 5K is a good amount of subscribers that I'm grateful for, but I don't have no 5 million subscribers. So if I want to get more eyes on my videos, you have to kind of like entice people with like you got to play the algorithm game. I hate to say it, but you got to play that whole thing where like, I use this lens to make this video. Otherwise, it can be hard to get people to watch your content and to be aware of what you're doing. What up, Chris Castillo, tuning in from San Antonio, Texas. On the back end, does YouTube use the transcript of videos to determine content and like push that into algorithm pools? I've heard theories that the algorithm actually trolls all the stuff we say in our videos. Number one, to filter out sensitive content for like people under 18 or whatever, or porn or whatever it is. Like YouTube, their algorithm picks that stuff up. So everything that we're saying gets automatically transcribed by their system. And I've heard that the algorithm actually favors videos that are more like family-friendly content. So I cursed a few times in this video already. Oh well, that's just me being me. So YouTube may not like this video, but oh well. Julio says, see you, Ben. I got to go to work. Love your content. Yo, thank you, Julio, for tuning in. Thank you to Yura Steven that says congrats on 5K. I appreciate that. But yeah, I would say anything you say in your YouTube video will probably be picked up by the algorithm, and that will help you in getting your videos out there, I think. So talk clearly in your videos, use a good mic, and try not to curse that much if you want your stuff to be monetized better. Even though I've cursed like 100 times already in this video. Jason says, looking forward to seeing all the new content you create in 2019. Really love your free spirit and how you're being true to yourself on YouTube. You will reach really far. Yo, Jason, that means a lot to me. I feel like I'm being authentic. I feel like this is who I am, like in person or whatever, or behind closed doors in my private life. I try to just be that person in my YouTube videos too. Like I don't want it to be some character. Like I am a character, but this is just me. Mohammed Omar, hey guys, what's going on, Mohammed? Thank you so much for tuning in. So far, I got some really good comments on there. This person wants to learn to shoot as much as possible. This person wants to use their G7. Also, if y'all have questions for each other about cameras or whatever you want, I'm reading through if you're just joining, I'm reading through all of the comments in the live chat right now. So also thank you so much for everybody that has joined in so far. And Jim Johnston, what up? Thank you for all of your comments and all my videos over the last 2 years. You're amazing. And if you haven't smashed that like button on this video, go ahead and smash it right now. Do me a favor with that. Will Blake says, I was watching another video about demonetization, and the guy was saying that he received info from YouTube saying his vids are not attractive to advertisers. That's real. If you're trying to work the algorithm, you know, by putting the keywords in your title and description, that kind of thing, it probably is. I'm super sure. I'm not super sure, but I'm pretty sure that the algorithm on YouTube is trolling everything that we say, all the audio that it can pick up for keywords to use for search engines to be like, he talked about the Panasonic, you know, 25mm lens. So when I say Panasonic 25mm, the algorithm will like that kind of stuff. So that's just the theory. The algorithm changes all the time. That's one of the kind of fascinating things about YouTube in general. What's up, Don Se-kyung? What's up? How's it going? Thank you so much for all of your comments. You are hilarious as well. So if you're just joining, I'm reading some of the comments that I got, the entries from my lens giveaway contest where I'm giving away this lens. And I'm gonna scroll down a little bit to ones that I feel like, forgot to like this one, where I feel like they have a little bit more like emotional or funny kind of value to them. I was trying to get people to kind of tap into their kind of funny, their humor, because I like seeing people. I like to laugh. Okay, I like to laugh. I like to be a silly goofball. Cool to see somebody from the Philippines commenting on here. Let's see. I'm so happy for you. I've been here since, Marky Sharky says, I've been here since 1,000 subscribers. Thank you, Marky Sharky. And it's great to see how far you've come. I'm sure you'll hit 100,000, a million. Yo, when am I gonna hit a million? I'm gonna have to do something crazy to get 1 million subscribers. That just seemed like 5,000 seems like a lot to me. I'm like, 1 million though? That's gonna take some work. I'm gonna put it in. I am dedicated to this. 2 years later, I'm dedicated. Matthew Cardin just got a GX85 and wants to take better documentation of their sculptural stuff. But the quality of your videos made me realize it's a good video camera, and now I want to experiment with video. So send me that lens, and I will try to get my 100K before you. Is that a challenge? Is that a challenge? Have you ever, Jason asks, have you ever been anywhere in the Caribbean? I've never been to the Caribbean, actually, anywhere in there. Delving deeper, the bot would even place ads according to what you say. That's really what the algorithm's trying to scan through your videos to see. So a few months back, people would talk about jewelry and Bentleys and get their ads on their videos about those things. That's real AF. Chaz, what up, Chaz? Yo, man. What would you say is your creative philosophy? Like, if you had to write your own mission statement, what would it say? Damn, I just picked my nose on camera. Damn, that's a really good question. What would you say is your creative philosophy? The first thing that comes to mind is just be you. I've said it before, I've said it in this live video, but just be yourself. Don't try to be someone else. Don't waste any time trying, it's cool to be inspired by other people, but my personal creative philosophy is like, if it's been done, yes, you can put your own spin on it, and that's fine, that's beautiful and dandy. But think about, I try to take all of my influences and all of my interests and put them into something that I haven't seen before. Like, I don't want to put out content that I'm like, this has been done and I don't know. Like, I just want to do things that I'm actually interested in. I want to do things that are personally exciting to me. I want to do things that I think will engage my community, that will help people with their creative process. I want to inspire people to be happy. I want to inspire people to love one another and just throw out all the stupid differences that we think we have. I think that's all BS. I want to do things that I'm passionate about. That's a lot of things in one, but really I just want to be myself. We get one shot at life, and I want to do something that I feel like impacts my community and my life, and also something that is different and puts my stuff out there, so that it's like the whole, I said it earlier, but it's like the whole like kind of time capsule of life, like YouTube, for example. I consider YouTube to be like this kind of almost time capsule of history. It's kind of like Instagram in a sense, and Facebook in another sense. It's like this kind of timeline to see like where culture goes and how it grows. And I want to contribute my own voice to it, which is why it's important to me to be myself on camera and off camera and do the things and that I feel like are important for promoting that message, whatever that is. And in this case, it's photography and the creative process. I make music as well. But I want people to feel inspired and like genuinely, I want people to feel inspired to create their stuff and to not have these, to maybe throw away and let go of the roadblocks that are pushing us away from our goals and ambitions. I think a lot of that has to do with like not getting over. I don't like that. That's too negative. I think a lot of it has to do with confronting, there's a positive word, with confronting our fears and anxieties about why we're creating and how people are going to respond to what we're doing. I think it's really important to just be like, look, just put yourself out there. Try to be a nice person. Try to be a respectful person with your content. Try not to be super negative in your content. And I really think people will respond to whatever we do. If we put our heart and soul into it and people can tell that we're not trying to mess with anybody, like we're doing it because we really want to help other people, or we're just sharing a really cool moment. Long answer, long. That's what I try to do with my creativity. But what about y'all? Like, whoever's watching, there's actually a pretty good amount of people watching now. Like, what do you think is, what inspires you to create? Let me know in the live chat. And how can you help other people get over their fears or anxieties about creating things? Hit everybody else up in the live chat, and I'm gonna be reading all your responses and stuff like that. Yanni Chow says, "Were you ever a full frame shooter?" I was a full frame shooter. I have a video on my channel where I talk about switching to mirrorless cameras from my big chunky 5D. I did shoot with a Canon 5D, like the first generation 5D. For over 10 years. Fantastic camera. It didn't have video on it. I mean, that thing is like a dinosaur. Whenever I say that, I always think of Jurassic Park, and I'm like, the dinosaur? Like that part where they're watching that and that video about Jurassic Park and the dinosaur. Anyway. But yes, Canon 5D is an amazing camera, but long story short, that camera was way too big. I did not want to take it anywhere with me. And I just wanted something smaller and lighter that I could take really high quality stuff, but it didn't hurt it was physically hurting my back to walk around with that camera. And it was just not comfortable. The quality of Micro Four Thirds cameras is what got me switched over to all of those cameras. So let me show you all something actually here. So yeah, this is how I film like all of my YouTube stuff basically, and a lot of my commercial stuff. This is my main camera. This is the Panasonic G85, and on here I have the 12mm f1.4 lens from Panasonic Leica. This is how I get that juicy bokeh. I can do I've done some videos on this lens on my channel recently, so if you haven't seen those, just go to my channel. But this is an amazing lens, and I have this literally on, I can do a video about my setup too for YouTube videos, but it's on this Joby Gorilla Pod 3K, and I put this on top of just 2 pieces of foam that I'm actually using right now to film this, where I basically am just like, I'm just going to put this on here and sit it on my desk and turn on a light and press record, and that's how I actually do most of my videos. So anyway, I switched from full frame to mirrorless, and well, I guess mirrorless can be full frame too, but I switched to the smaller camera because I didn't want to carry around that big ass camera. So Bertram Photography says, I create just for myself. Having this creative output is like therapy for me. That's a good word. That's a good way to put it. Whatever emotion I'm feeling at the time, I try to make it reflect in my work. That is awesome. That is really cool. Jim Johnson says Jurassic Park equals GOAT. We can't forget about that scene. So I'm gonna because this video is getting long as hell, and I really appreciate everybody that's sticking around for almost an hour. Whenever I've done live videos, which hasn't really happened that much, I always think I'm only gonna do it for like a few minutes because no one's gonna show up. But then I end up talking for an hour, and it's amazing, and it's a lot of fun, and I love seeing. This one's actually my most successful one so far in terms of how many people are watching. This is super cool. I love seeing all the comments in the live chat, so keep that up. Delving Deeper says, I feel like one of the biggest blocks is trying not to overthink things. Thank you for saying that. I can definitely relate. Finished project is better than a perfect project that never sees the light of day. That is, I mean, I couldn't have said it any better than that. Like, one of the reasons I output so much because it's like, what's the point of making all this stuff if no one ever gets to see it? And I think, well, I'll take that back because there is some merit to just creating just for the sake of creating. You could just want to make something. You don't have to share everything. I think that's totally fine. But I've been sharing more in the last couple of years because I just want to contribute. I want more people to see my stuff, but I'm also like, I like this idea of like building community and reaching out to people to get, you know, feedback on my work and meeting new people. I think is really cool. Okay, comment. I want to try to find this one comment that really struck me. Okay, so this is the one. This is a really good one. And spoiler alert, I think this is the person that's going... Well, it's not a spoiler. I'm pretty sure this is the comment that is the winning comment for my contest. And but I'm going to read it to y'all, and y'all let me know what you think in the live chat. All right, so, okay, this comes from Bob Rose. It says, when I was in Boy Scouts, we went on a biking camping trip. At the campsite, there was this random guy who had no gear with him, just 2 large pouches attached to his bike. At around 8 p.m., he sat at a picnic table, where was I? And pulled 2 giant economy-sized jars of Peter Pan peanut butter out of the pouches, plus a giant wooden spoon. This was obviously all that was in the pouches. He then proceeded to sit there for the next 4 hours eating peanut butter with nothing to drink. That sucks. We were kids, so we had to go to sleep in our tents at around midnight. At around 4 a.m., the entire campsite was awoken by loud screams. We got out our tents and saw that the peanut butter guy was completely naked, running in circles around a tree, screaming loudly and pooping all over his legs. So that happened. Our scoutmaster made us all go back to sleep despite this. In the morning, that man was gone without a trace. This took place in the mid-90s. If I won that lens, I would use it to make a short film based on this real-life occurrence. Thank you. You know what? I think we just found a winner. I think we found a winner. We found a winner. You heard it here first. All right, so Bob Rose, if you're watching, out of all the comments that I read, that is my favorite one. And if you're just joining, Bob Rose, he basically said this guy was eating peanut butter on a Boy Scout camping trip in the mid-90s, just eating peanut butter and then apparently screaming and running around naked in the middle of the night. And Bob Rose wants this lens that I'm giving away so he can make a video about that moment. I mean, I kind of have to. So Bob Rose, you are officially the winner of this lens. That's an amazing comment. Yes. And Bob Rose, I hope you make that video because... Use this lens if you make that video because, yes. So I'm not sure if you're watching, but wow, that's amazing. Congrats. Delving Deeper says, grats to Bob and grats to you, Ben. You know, Delving Deeper, I actually loved your comment so much that reach out to me on Instagram or something because I have something for you too. So DM me, slide into my DMs or whatever. Chris O says, what a story. So yeah, Bob Rose, you're the winner. I could read a million comments, but I think that's kind of boring. I don't know. I'd rather kind of converse with the people that are here because you went out of your way to watch me for an hour. How has this been an hour? How has this been an hour? That's crazy. But yeah, thank you for everybody else that has commented. Like there's a lot of other comments. I would be here for the next 3 hours if I read everything. But everybody that commented on my YouTube channel and everybody that commented also on my Instagram profile, thank you so much for entering. I really appreciate everyone's support and enthusiasm. And I feel like there's a few other people that had, including you, Delving Deeper, that had like really cool comments. And I might hit you up. So be sure to check your notifications under YouTube because I might be hitting a few of you up based on your comments about other prizes that I'm going to give away to you just because I really appreciate all of your support and the hard work that you put into that comment and really these like heartfelt responses are, I mean, like sometimes it feels like I'm just making these videos and throwing them out there into like a meaningless, empty abyss. But it's cool to see people actually having like emotional, and not necessarily emotional, but just like emotional or creative responses to the things that I do, and it makes me feel a little less alone. And it makes me, I'm not just sitting in a room making videos alone, and that's always a good feeling. So, okay, we got, so it's been an hour, so I might wrap up here in a bit. So if there's anything else you want to say in the live chat, I can give you a nice juicy response if I can. But I'm gonna go back and read some of these comments to see kind of where we're at. All right, so Jim Johnson said true quantity over quality. That's like the age old ye old YouTube question: quantity or quality. There's a lot of people that will say that quality is the best thing to do for YouTube to be successful, or some people will say quantity is better. And I think it's about doing quality stuff with quantity. And when I say that, I mean, but when I say that, it's like not every single thing you make, especially for something like YouTube, if you want to grow it quicker. If you don't give a shit about growing your YouTube fast, then just do quality. Like, don't worry about doing quantity. But I try to do like quantity meets quality, where it's not just one or the other. Like, it's kind of a median of both. I don't want to, I think the biggest thing for me is getting over this fear or whatever that everything's not going to be perfect. And I saw a video recently by another creator where they talked about this idea that your creation and you are already perfect as you are. You're not trying to be perfect. You already are perfect. So your creation, even if it's a little janky or whatever, like, it's perfect in whatever form it is. So I try to think of my YouTube content in particular as more like a moment in time versus like, every single video is like the biggest masterpiece of my artistic career. I'm like, no, screw that. I just want to make videos that are more like, this is what I'm doing. This is this moment in time that's important for whatever reason. I'm going to put it out there and then keep going. So, especially with YouTube, and I can say this, like, the algorithm loves that. The more you produce, the quantity of stuff you produce for YouTube in particular, the more the algorithm, and Instagram, the more the algorithm loves that kind of stuff. So with YouTube, I think quantity is actually sometimes more important than quality. But that said, don't just put up some half-assed video that is gonna piss people off and have wrong information and have you not being your true self or whatever. Put some effort into it. It doesn't have to be sparkly clean. I have a lot of mistakes and weird stuff in my videos. Just do you, and then just be fine with however the stuff comes out, and try to be respectful in the process. All right, so we got some comments. Let's see. Chris O says, "What a story!" Yeah, for real. BZWADC, do you think using very cheap equipment for some time is beneficial in the long run, or does it do more harm than good? Using very cheap equipment for some time is beneficial in the long run. I think it's this is kind of how I feel about gear in general. It's like yes, it's whatever camera is on you is the best camera for you, right? So your phone is typically going to be that these days. Let's be real. But this camera is I wouldn't say it's cheap, but it's one of the cheaper cameras. And I could get a GH5, I could get a G9 again or whatever, because I did end up returning the G9. But there's something about using cheaper stuff. I don't think it's about, okay, let me reframe this. I'm really comfortable with this camera, which is one of the main reasons why I still use it. I'm comfortable that I know what the quality of the camera is. I know where the buttons are. There's so many things about that keep me using this camera versus getting a bigger camera or whatever and trying to figure that out. I'm not saying I'd never get one because I love all that stuff, but using cheap gear, I think, will help you in the long run. I wouldn't say it would be a harmful factor for you unless the cheap gear is not giving you the kind of quality that you want, or it doesn't have the features that you want. So yeah, like if you, I don't know, you can get away with getting a Panasonic G7 for under $500, for example. You can get away with your phone. But if you get a G7, which I recommended earlier if you just joined us, if you get a G7 with a kit lens and the video micro from Rode, you are set to go for YouTube. You could use that for probably years to come, and nobody would know the difference between that and something even crazier like the GH8 or whatever that comes out in 2020 or whatever. Cheap gear does not necessarily mean that it's bad or it's not good for, or it's not the highest quality. I think it's about how you use your gear. It's kind of like saying, you know, it's not what you say, but it's how you say it. I would say that also for gear. Like, it's not what gear you use, but how you use it. So, you know, you could make a full-length motion picture or whatever on your phone, as many people have done, and they can be very successful as long as the creative output is there and your heart and soul is into it and that kind of stuff. So yeah, cheap gear is not necessarily bad. I'm a big proponent of, like, get the cheaper stuff and milk it for what it's worth. Like, see what you can get out of it. Okay, so where are we at in the comments? Congrats, Bob. Congrats, Bob. We're all waiting for the film. Yes, Bob Rose. So you better make this film. If I give you this lens, which I'm going to, so be sure to hit me up, you better make that film about the Peter Pan peanut butter guy running around naked, because that sounds amazing. And I hope it's shot in, like, the mid-90s kind of vibe, too. I'm really curious to see that myself. I would like to watch that. So let's see. So Bertram Photography says, shoot with whatever you got. The more you shoot, regardless of equipment, the better you will get. That's actually a much better way to put it than what I said. Yeah, like, most of you have phones. Seriously, just get on your phone and start shooting. You'll be surprised at what you make. And always another tip, like, remember, yes, the gear is juicy or whatever, but it's about your personality on camera. Not necessarily, it's okay if there's a little noise in your shots or whatever. Like, make sure your personality or whatever the story is that you're telling, make sure that is at the forefront of your creations, versus just wondering if the focus is right, or, you know, if there's noise in the picture or whatever. Like, I can see noise going all up and down this video right now, but I'm hoping that my personality comes through and becomes more important than getting, you know, the most high-tech live stream experience. I could use my G85 for my live streams, which I haven't done yet, and I'm kind of curious about doing that for the better quality. But there's something nice and more, like, ephemeral about this kind of experience, and it feels more, like, personal in a sense. And I don't know. I still enjoy this, and it's easy to set up. That's really what it's about, honestly. Chris O, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for being a part of this community. Don Se Kong says, how important is gear to you? I just answered that, but hope that was a good answer for you. Brent Odell says, hi, Ben, great channel. Keep it up. Thank you so much, Brent. Let's see, BZWADC. But what if you have access to better equipment and just use something worse on purpose? Does it help? I would say, like, just question why you're wanting to use the quote-unquote better stuff. And I don't know. If you're trying to shoot something a little more lo-fi, for example, like something that's a little rougher around the edges, or it's supposed to look old, then just grab an old iPhone or something and run it through a VHS filter in post. Grade it in a way that makes it look old. Use whatever, in my opinion, use whatever has a good microphone. I think that is one of the most important things. I'm more concerned about audio quality. Like, I'm using an external mic right now for this. I'm more concerned about audio quality sometimes than I am about how crisp, or, like, I usually don't even care how much noise is in a video. I know the YouTube community, I can understand why, is, like, kind of obsessed with this, like, low noise kind of thing. But I don't know. I just kind of, like, if it looks good and the personality and the story is right, it's like, I don't really care how much noise is in a video, honestly. I'm getting a little off topic here because I've been talking for an hour. But, okay, ALXMNR says, I dig your content and try to watch every vid when it comes out. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for tuning in. Jason Brewertone says, I was born with sickle cell anemia, and it was so painful to walk and move about when I was younger, but for the past few years after starting doing video production and traveling to different places, it's almost like being a videographer has given me hope to believe again. First of all, I'm really proud of you, Jason, for using your creativity and not letting your illness mess with your life, and you're moving forward with your creativity, and you're channeling your energy into your work. I mean, that makes me so happy, and I'm amazed, and I feel really grateful that you're part of this community. And keep sharing and keep creating things. don't let the bastards drag you down. Just keep making stuff, and believe in yourself, and you'll get rewarded. You'll get rewarded. So let's see. ALXMNR. Quantity can lead to quality if you strive to improve with every video. That's very true. That's very true. And the more you use your cheap gear or whatever it is, the better you'll realize. You're like, oh, wait a minute, the light placed over there actually looks better, so I'm gonna place it over there the next time. And the more, like, it's like practice makes perfect. Just keep doing it until you refine it into this point where you're like, I can use this $400 camera or your phone or whatever it is and make it look just as good as the GH5 stuff or whatever, which I do think is possible. Like the G7, for example, versus the GH5. Seriously, I can't tell the difference sometimes between the two when they're side by side. And the G7 is what, like $1,000 cheaper, more than that. So it's not always about how expensive the gear is. I'll be the first person to say that. What up? So hey, Diana, the original Aquaman. That's right. Aquaman stole all that shit from me. Oops, I just cursed again. Sorry, algorithm. Let's see. So y'all are saying hi to each other. This is so cool. This is one of my favorite parts about doing this, is like seeing like a community like thrive together and seeing y'all help each other out. That's so cool to me. Like, that's one of the more like exciting / surprising things about doing a YouTube. Like seeing people actually help each other out in the comments makes me happy, y'all. Makes me happy. Okay, Delving Deeper says, sometimes, I'm gonna stop here in a minute because my throat's getting a little dry here, and I feel like I've said enough. Also, if you haven't pressed that like button, be sure to do that to help me out. And also, I have a Patreon page. While I'm kind of plugging myself, I have a Patreon page that is, I could do better on Patreon. I know. But I do have a Patreon page, patreon.com/B3NAQUA, which is also my Instagram and Twitter. Follow me on Instagram, on Twitter, and at that same screen name if you haven't already also. And my Patreon page, I do have a couple backers, but if anyone's watching right now and you help me out on Patreon, thank you for that. And I'm trying to think of if that's really what I want to do, if I want to pursue more Patreon stuff or whatever. How do y'all feel about Patreon? Let me know in the chat here. All right, so Delving Deeper said, I don't know why I started talking about. Delving Deeper says, sometimes limiting yourself in terms of equipment unhinges your mind and makes you think a different, more creative way. That is so true. In my country, we even have an old tale about it. The essence of it is that when you are backed into a corner, you find new and exciting ways to express yourself. Delving Deeper, you're like my hero right now. Like that's amazing. Sometimes limiting yourself in terms of equipment unhinges your mind and makes you think a different, more creative way. That is so true. I don't know. I couldn't have said it better. That's amazing. And I like that there's that old tale about that too, in your country. When you're backed into a corner, you find new and exciting ways to express yourself. That is so cool. So it's kind of like, okay, I got this camera. What am I going to do with it? I did this recently on a road trip where I just took this camera and I think one other lens that I ended up not even using. But I was like, I'm just gonna shoot only with this camera. It's my video that I did it's my road trip video on my YouTube channel. So I had this camera, had this lens. I was like, I'm only gonna shoot with this. I'm not gonna switch lenses. Sometimes if I want to zoom in more, I'm just gonna walk up to it. Oh well, no problem. But this is, I was able to just use this and kind of figure out more about this lens, what it's good at, what I don't like about it, all that kind of stuff, just by using this one combo. So, and also it freed me up from not carrying around a freaking backpack with 8,000 lenses and stuff in it that I almost said the S word. Algorithm, I know you're listening, so I didn't say it. Are you proud of me? But anyway, long story long, it's nice to have a simple setup that actually works for you. So having more stuff doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be more productive or more creative. So Delving Deeper, that's a really, really good comment. Let's see. Diana says, yo, I just tagged you in my rewind video. Hell yeah. Y'all are talking to each other. That's amazing. I love that there's people that know each other in the live chat right now. That's really cool. Let's see. Bertram says, this was great, Ben Aqua. Really enjoyed this stream. I'm new to your channel, but I for sure will be looking forward to the next one. Awesome. If y'all want to see more of these kind of live streams, let me know in the live chat also, or comment on this video if you're watching this after the fact. I enjoy doing these, obviously. I am talking a mile a minute, and there's something really fun about it. And so if y'all like seeing this kind of content, I'm going to continue, of course, to do my other videos as well, but I might do this maybe monthly, or if y'all want to see it every other week. I don't want to annoy anybody here, so it seems like every other week might be the limit for me, but if y'all want to see it, I may do it more often than shooting normal videos, because I like just kind of talking all over the place here. All right, so Jason says, any books you would recommend for content creators? Damn. I'll be honest here, I don't really read books, like books that much. I read a lot of articles and stuff. It's a little embarrassing. But there is a book, one book that does come to mind though. It's called The Artist's Way, and it's what a lot of creators recommend to people that have like how to hone in on your creative process, how to get over some of your fears and move forward with your creative life. It's just called The Artist's Way. I can leave a link to that in the description when I'm done with this video if you want. But I can't believe I just say I don't really read books on my video, but I already said it, so oh well, there it is. But it's not that I don't read. I read stuff all the time. I just read articles and micro content, whatever. Alex MNR says the G7 is an amazing camera. I own the G7, G85, and GH5. Awesome. The only time you can tell the difference is using the highest bit rates on the GH5. That's very true. The GH5 has higher bit rates than those other cameras that Alex mentioned. So yes, you will get better footage, especially when you're in low light kind of situations, less grainy kind of stuff. So yes, I'm not trying to knock like expensive gear, because if I had all the money in the world, I'd have like 10 GH5s right now. I would have A7 III, you know, a red camera. I'd pull a Marquez Brownlee and shoot all my stuff with a red camera if I had that budget. Hell yeah, I would do that. But until I get to that level, G85, awesome camera. One thing I would want the GH5 though for, the G85 crops in a little bit when you're shooting in 4K. Not a deal breaker or anything, it still looks amazing, but the GH5 does not crop with 4K footage, and for lenses like the wider lens, you would see more of the field of view, and I wouldn't look so damn close to the damn camera. You wouldn't see all my pores and all that stuff. So that would be really nice for either the G9 or GH5. But if I had to choose between one of those cameras, I would pick the GH5. And I might talk about that in a video at some point. Delving Deeper says, I think Stunning Digital Photography is a good book, but generally videos on YouTube by Ben, and people like him can teach you pretty much the same things. Wow, that's an awesome compliment. I'm glad this is like an educational experience, because I'm really trying hard to help people create. For sure, do more. I enjoyed listening to you, interacting with the other folks in the chat. GX85 crops for 4K also. Yes, the GX85 is pretty much, I have that camera as well. The GX80, this is the G85, but the GX85, which is behind me on that ledge over there, that camera basically has the same quality as the G85, except the GX85 doesn't have a mic input, so I use that for like B-roll kind of shots or shooting photos. And or it's smaller, or I just want a smaller camera. But if anyone's watching and you're wondering, should I get the G85 or GX85, pretty much the same camera, except that the GX85 is smaller and doesn't have a mic input or a flip screen. The G85 is kind of the ultimate for me because it's got the flip screen, it has the mic input, so I can shoot my YouTube videos and use my video micro plugged into it, and better audio quality, this and that. But the flip screen is vital, especially for vlogging, if you're going to be using this kind of camera for vlogging. So there's that. So I'm getting a little dry-mouthed here from talking, and if anyone has any final things they like to say in the chat, I'll be yakking here for a couple more seconds. But yeah, thank you so much for everybody who has supported my channel and supported my work over the last couple of years of my YouTube-dom. And yeah, I'm really grateful. It keeps me creating. It keeps me involved with like wanting to get better at what I do. And I'm glad, and I'm so happy that I feel really lucky that I got to 5K. And I'm so happy that y'all are responding and really positive about watching these silly ass videos where I'm just talking about cameras and stuff. If you haven't subscribed, I guess I should do some call to action. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'm guessing most of y'all already subscribed. Some of y'all might have unsubscribed. That's okay too. I get it. But all of y'all that are in it to win it, smash that subscribe button below if you haven't already. Notification bell squad, you know, that's always a joy, always a privilege. Smash the like button on this video if you haven't already. It looks like a lot of you have already, so I am super thankful for that. Oh snap, we got Patrick Tomaso in here. Tomaso? How do you say it? Tomaso? It's like tomato with an S. I bet you've never gotten that before, huh? If y'all haven't seen Patrick Tomaso's YouTube channel or his Instagram content, he is on fire. So look him up. He just commented in the live chat. We've been doing a lot of these funny, like we've been iMessaging each other a lot recently about the YouTube game. And Patrick says, you got it right, Tomaso. Okay, so I want to apologize on behalf of all the people that called you Patrick Tomato. I'm guessing maybe you got that a little bit in your life. That's not about you. That's about them. That's their issue. So don't even mess with that. Jason says, looking forward for the 10,000 subs giveaway. Yo, I'm looking forward to that too. And I feel like if I give away a lens for 5K, what's going to happen at 10K? That's what I want to know. But until then, y'all are amazing. It means the world to me that you have watched for 80 minutes. What? How is this 80 minutes? How the hell is this 80 minutes? This is insane. Yeah, it means a lot to me that you're supporting me and commenting and helping each other. Like, that's amazing. That's almost more important than the content I'm creating. Like, keep up the community. Hashtag AquaFam. If you're part of the hashtag AquaFam, or if you think that I should change that to something a little more catchy, should it be hashtag BenAquaFam? Should it be hashtag Team Ben Aqua? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to turn this off here in a second. I know I've said that 800 times, but for real, like, subscribe, comment below with what you think if you want to see more of this kind of content. Yeah, thank you so much for your support. Congratulations to Bob Rose, who won this lens. You're amazing. Delving Deeper says AquaFam is dope. Cool. Maybe I'll just keep it AquaFam. I don't know if anyone else already has that. I think there is a channel called the Aqua Family, and that's my actual last name, so they stole it, even though they're way bigger than me and whatever. Anyway, yeah, congrats to Bob Rose, who won this lens. It's a little sad to get rid of this lens, but I'm really excited, Bob, to see your video. Maybe I'll make another video where I kind of announce the winner so people don't have to go through an 85-minute video just to get to the damn winner of this lens. But Bob, I'm looking forward to seeing that video about the peanut butter guy running around naked and screaming in the mid-90s on a Boy Scout camping trip. That's going to be amazing. Coming soon to Netflix or whatever. But yeah, thank you. Peace, love, and all that stuff. Yeah, how do I stop this? Oh yeah, over there. But yeah, bye y'all. Have an awesome rest of your day or night, wherever you're tuning in from, and we'll see you at 10,000 subscribers. How about them apples? Bye. Oh yeah, hit me up on Instagram. Bye.